In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Osaka. This is the most complete and detailed video you will watch today about this destination, covering everything from the logistics of Japan's most vibrant and gastronomic city to the secrets of Super Nintendo World, at Universal, the neon lights of Dotonbori, and the best tips to eat very well while spending little. So let us get started. Osaka is known as the kitchen of Japan and is the third largest city in the country. Unlike polished Tokyo or traditional Kyoto, Osaka is loud, colorful, chaotic, and its inhabitants are famous for being the friendliest and funniest in Japan. It is a city where the main rule is a local expression that means eat until you drop. It is the place where the past of Osaka Castle meets the futuristic modernity of video games. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Osaka? As in the rest of Japan, the best times are spring and autumn. Spring from March to May is beautiful with cherry blossoms in the castle park. Autumn from October to November brings mild temperatures and incredible visuals. Summer from June to August is extremely hot and humid, making it very tiring to stay outdoors. Winter is cold, but it rarely snows in the city and is a great time to visit Universal Studios with shorter lines. And how many days to stay in Osaka? Many tourists make the mistake of skipping Osaka or staying just one day. The bare minimum we recommend to feel the city is 2 full days. But if you plan to visit Universal Studios Japan and the aquarium, the ideal is 4 full days. Mandatory documentation for U.S. citizens. To enter Japan, you need to be aware of the current rules. First, your U.S. passport must be valid for the duration of your stay. The excellent news is that U.S. citizens are visa exempt for short-term stays of up to 90 days for tourism purposes. However, always check the updated rules with the consulate before boarding, as diplomatic rules can change. In addition, it is necessary to fill out the immigration and customs form, which can be done digitally through the Visit Japan website to speed up your entry at the airport by generating a QR code. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs in Japan are extremely high, so travel insurance is highly recommended and indispensable. The health system is excellent but private for tourists, and the cost of a simple medical emergency can reach tens of thousands of dollars. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use, which always finds insurance for half the price, comparing the best insurers on the market. We will leave the link in the description for you to guarantee this protection. Now let us talk about transportation and how to get around Osaka. The city is served by Kansai International Airport, which sits on an artificial island about 50 minutes from the center. The best way to leave the airport is using the Haruka Express train or the Nankai Rapid train. To get around within the city, the Osaka subway is very efficient. However, the most useful line for tourists is the JR Osaka Loop Line, a circular train line that connects major attractions like the castle and shopping areas. Buy a rechargeable card called Ikoka, which is the local version of Suica, to pay for trains and subways just by tapping the turnstile. And the car. Do not rent a car in Osaka. Traffic is intense, the city is dense, and parking lots are extremely expensive. You will lose time and money. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Osaka is to choose between the modern north or the vibrant south. The first option, and the most famous for tourists, is the Namba and Shinsai Bashi region in the south called Minami. The advantage is that you are in the heart of the nightlife next to the neon lights of Dotonbori and thousands of restaurants. You leave the hotel and you are already at the party. The disadvantage is that it can be noisy and very crowded. The second option is the Umeda region near Osaka Station in the north called Kita. The advantage is that it is the city's largest transport hub with easy access to Kyoto and Kobe and has gigantic modern malls. It is a cleaner and more organized area. The disadvantage is that the station is a maze and the nightlife is more office-oriented. The third option is the Osaka Bay region near the port. The advantage is being next to Universal Studios and the aquarium. It is ideal for families who will focus on the parks. The disadvantage is that it is far from the center and street food at night. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best central region to stay, highlighting the areas near the train lines that facilitate tourism. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. Over there, you can already put your travel date and see all hotel options within this strategic location for the lowest prices. We will also leave links to the hotels we have already stayed at and approved. In all destinations, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located for those who want to save money, and another that is a little better in the same location but a little more expensive with more comfort. These are great options tested by us. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advanced strategy. Good hotels in Osaka, especially near Namba, sell out fast on weekends. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price. And if you need to cancel later due to any change of plans, it is super easy and at no cost. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as the international eSIM cell phone chip, so you arrive connected tickets for all the popular attractions. We will mention next the good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry yen paying much lower exchange rates. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main attractions with details you cannot miss. Attraction number 1 is Dotonbori. It is the beating heart of Osaka, a street parallel to the Dotonbori Canal, full of giant neon signs and restaurants with three-dimensional facades of crabs and dragons that move. Logistics involve going at night exiting via Namba Station. It is mandatory to take the classic photo with the Glyco Man billboard, a runner with open arms who has been there for decades. The visit is free. Attraction number 2 is Universal Studios Japan, or USJ. It is one of the best theme parks in the world. It is famous for the Super Nintendo World area, where you enter inside the Mario Bros. Game, and the Harry Potter area. Logistics involve taking the JR Umasaki Line train to Universal City Station. The ticket costs about $60. The vital tip is to buy the express pass months in advance, because without it, you can wait 3 hours in line for a single ride. Attraction number 3 is Osaka Castle. It is one of Japan's most important historical landmarks, surrounded by impressive stone walls and a water moat. The current castle is a modern reconstruction inside with an elevator and museum. Logistics involve taking the JR Loop Line train to Osaka Jokin Station. The ticket to enter the tower costs about $4, but walking around the park is free and beautiful. Attraction number 4 is Kuruman Ichiba Market. Known as Osaka's Kitchen, it is a covered market nearly 200 years old where chefs and locals buy ingredients. You can eat sea urchin scallops grilled on the spot and Wagyu beef on a skewer. Logistics involve going in the morning or at lunchtime near Nippon-bashi Station. Entry is free, you pay for what you consume. Attraction number 5 is the Umeda Sky Building. It is a futuristic skyscraper with 2 towers connected at the top by an open-air floating observation deck. The city view at sunset is spectacular. It is a 10-minute walk from Osaka Station. The ticket costs about $10. Attraction number 6 is the Shinsekai Neighborhood and Tsutenkaku Tower. It is a neighborhood with a retro atmosphere that stopped in time resembling post-war Japan. It is colorful, nostalgic, and full of fried skewer restaurants. Going up the tower costs about $6, but the cool thing is walking through the streets and taking photos. Attraction number 7 is the Kaiyukan Aquarium. It is one of the largest aquariums in the world located in Osaka Bay. The main attraction is the gigantic central tank that houses whale sharks. Logistics involve going to Osakako Station. The ticket costs about $18. It is an unmissable tour if you are with children. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. On the spot, it is always more expensive, and the most famous sites like Universal Studios Japan and the Umeda Sky Building Observation Deck can have huge lines. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the video description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for Universal with guaranteed entry into the Nintendo area, and tickets for the aquarium. Now let us move on to gastronomy. Osaka food is legendary and cheap. Typical dishes you have to try are takoyaki, which are dough balls filled with octopus pieces made on special griddles on the street. Okonomiyaki, which is a savory pancake made with cabbage meat, seafood, and topped with sweet and sour sauce and mayonnaise. And kushikatsu, which are skewers of meat, vegetables, or cheese breaded and fried. For restaurant suggestions, if you are looking for a cheap option, go to Kinryu Ramen in Dotonbori. It is unmistakable by the giant green dragon on the facade. You eat sitting on tatami mats, open to the street, and the bowl costs about $6. For a mid-price experience, go to Okonomiyaki Mizuno, also in Dotonbori. There is always a line, but the okonomiyaki there is award-winning and costs about $10. And for absolute luxury, go to Matsusaka-gyu Yakiniku M in the Hozenji Yokocho Alley. They serve Matsusaka beef, which is considered by many superior to Kobe beef. The tasting menu costs about $80 per person and requires a reservation. Quick and in-depth shopping tips. Osaka is great for shopping. Shinsai Bashi Suji Street is a covered arcade, miles long, full of department stores, drugstores, and clothing stores like Uniqlo and H&M. For youth culture, vintage clothes and sneakers, go to Amerikamura or Amamura, which is Osaka's version of Harajuku in Tokyo. If you are looking for electronics, go to Den Town, which is Osaka's otaku district full of action figure and computer stores. For luxury, go to the malls in the Umeda region, like Grand Front Osaka. What to do at night? Osaka's nightlife is the most fun in Japan. The Dotonbori region gets illuminated and crowded with people eating and drinking on the street. You can take a boat ride on the canal, which costs about $8. For clubs, the Shinsaibashi region has famous clubs like Giraffe Japan. If you want something quieter and more traditional, go to Hozenji Yokocho Alley, a narrow stone lane lit by lanterns with small restaurants and a moss-covered temple. And if you are traveling with kids, Osaka is fantastic for children. The #1 attraction is undoubtedly Universal Studios Japan. The Kaiyukan Aquarium is also a guaranteed hit. Another great option is Kids Plaza Osaka, a giant interactive museum where children can play professions and learn science in a fun way. And to combine your trip, Osaka is the perfect base for exploring the Kansai region. You are just 30 minutes by regular train from Kyoto, the ancient capital. You are 40 minutes from Nara, where you can see the giant Buddha and feed the deer in the park. You are 20 minutes from Kobe, famous for its beef. And you are an hour and a half by bullet train from Hiroshima. If you liked this complete guide, like the video and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world with the best tips. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.